it does not sound Gucci Mane. That's a little teaser for what we're about to talk about in this week's episode. There's layers to that one. There's layers to that one. Yeah, no, I quite liked Bone Temple. I think just everything about Samson was fantastic. I love me. I think his cock was a bit smaller, which is the issue, but aside from that, it's a movie about giving and taking, You take away a little bit of the cock, but you get more of the heart.
Okay.
So
all right. How is that? How is everything?
Now you sound
perfect,
normal.
clean,
You sound
simple,
correct.
and clean.
Yeah,
That's me.
Kingdom
Simple
Hearts.
and clean. That's what they call me.
They call
Simple
him
boy,
Simple
but he's
Salt.
a clean boy.
Simple
Yeah.
Salt.
Simple salt and clean salt. Those are the two. One of them always lies. One of them always tells the truth.
Always clean.
They say you can't make Tropic Thunder in 2026. Simple Salt is here to prove that that's not the case.
Not even acting.
Oh, how would we know that? How would we know you're not acting?
Woke Tropic Thunder. We actually hired we didn't actually hire an actor for Simple Jack this time.
We have a black guy
movie.
playing a white guy playing
white
a
guy.
black guy.
Yeah, that one's fine. I think that is the woke version. You know, a movie I think about a lot that's along those lines is The Ringer. Johnny Knoxville's The Ringer.
Man, I remember
Either
that
of you know
one.
what this movie is?
Yes.
I've never heard of this. I only know Johnny Knoxville from Jackass.
Yeah, it's really
It's a
something.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so like, you know what they did get actors who had Down syndrome for it, and you know what?
Yes.
That's
equitable
something.
Equitable casting.
Yeah, there's some DEI there.
Johnny Knoxville, the proponent of DEI.
One of them.
They're calling him Johnny Wokesville.
I'm ready to start.
All right.
Let's do this.
Salt, are you recording this time?
I am
GarageBand
recording.
Nice.
No, I don't know if
Yes,
he's
I'm
lying.
watching the
That's
bar.
the issue. You're watching the bar. You're watching the waveforms form as you speak. Just make sure
so
that part's
ready.
actually happening, Because
Yeah.
sometimes on Audacity, the bar will be moving, but the
Sometimes
waveforms
it
aren't
looks
forming.
weird. Sometimes you can't see anything happening, and you can't be sure that anything's happening. But
Sometimes
it
the
is.
waveforms are much quieter. Sometimes the waveforms are much noisier. What's up with that? Welcome back to Midnight Grappler Animals, home of Flub Nation. I'm your host, Lan, and with me I've got two very miscellaneous kind of guys with me. Keegan, Salt, how are you?
I'm a clean and simple kind of guy, and Keegan is a smoking
I'm a
mirrors,
smoking mirrors kind of guy.
That's pretty miscellaneous.
Yeah, it is pretty. That's complicated, and I like it. That's how I like
feel
it.
like I should have edited in a drum crash there. I think I just knocked something over there, but it's okay. Because guess what? January is almost over. And you know what that means? We're almost free of 2025, 1 month into 2026. We're almost free.
It's all going to come around. It's all going to come around February 1st.
Yep,
Everything's
February
going to
1st.
be right again.
That's truly the year only starts once you hit February. Because 2025's remainder is all January. January, you're just picking up the pieces of the previous year. Right? So if you think about it, if you want to warp time a bit,
yeah,
a year is only 11.
Time.
If you want to
Is
bend
that
and
what
manipulate
we're
time a bit, a year is only 11 months if you think about it.
Okay.
That being said, We've already covered movies. We've already covered shows. We've already covered comics. Not in that order, because I forgot the order we did it in. But this week, it's a smorgasbord. A veritable poo-poo platter.
Can we just say that? Because Salt ruined it. Okay.
What did I do wrong?
So Lan had pitched animation, which is kind of weird. To be fair, it was just a fourth. And then Salt was like, "Well, what if we did?" And so we ended up with this miscellaneous, which is fun.
Yeah, it's a good. There's a lot of things that are good from 2025 that aren't necessarily shows, movies, or comics.
You're right. Just a different thing.
Yeah. So, not saying that necessarily applies to what we're talking about today, but we did give each other homework of a miscellaneous variety to talk about this week. Let's introduce our topics. Also, how you came across the thing you gave us as homework. I'll start. I recommended that we watch City the Animation. The reason I'll disclose later, but I came across it because I had already read the manga, or at least most of it. And yeah, it was just on my watch list, so that's what I recommended. Keegan, what did you recommend?
I recommended the hit Secret Base podcast series. No.
It's not
YouTube
a
video series. It's not a podcast. Yeah. Everything's a podcast now. By John Boy Full Time. Why did I pick that? Because initially
don't tell us. No, just wait. Just wait.
Okay.
Because they're like for this episode specifically, I feel like we really need to dig deep into the why. So we can't spoil it now. Now, Salt, what did you pick and how did you come across it?
I picked La Russell's album "Make Hip Hop Fun Again."
And how did you come across this album?
I like music.
Okay.
That's shouts.
Well, there we go. There's our 3 picks. I chose a piece of anime. Keegan chose a piece of internet content. And Salt picked a piece of music.
You set up a really good joke, though.
He's so mad.
Piece of music.
He's white knuckling.
So,
piece of music.
Let's, you know what? Let's do it in the order of how long it takes to get through these things. Salt's is the shortest at 31 minutes. Keegan's is the second shortest at around 4 hours. And then mine is the longest at around like 7-8 hours, maybe. Salt, please introduce us to the why you actually hold on. I'm going to hijack this for a bit because I want to ask you some questions. Okay. So why is the last question? The first 2 questions are did you pick this album thinking that we might like it? And did you pick this album because you liked it? And then why?
Wait, could I ask a question first?
So this is such a hijacked episode. Jesus Christ.
Before you asked us to listen to this, had you already listened to it?
Yes, you already listened. Okay,
yeah. Okay, so that being said, now you can continue with Lens.
So I guess you can answer the second question first. Did you recommend this to us because you like this album?
You asked me like 5 questions. Yeah. I liked this album. I thought you guys might like this album.
Okay.
I'm totally fine if you don't like it. In fact, I'll be very entertained if you don't like it.
The third question is, why specifically this album? Like, in terms of the miscellany of things you could have picked, what was it about this album that struck you as like, hey, I should give this as homework?
Listened to a lot of punk in 2025 like I do every year, and I've talked a lot about punk on this show. I was like, all right, let's talk about something else. So I think hip hop's probably the thing I listen to the most after punk. And mainly, I just wanted to talk about La Russell, and I do like this album. It's his only 2025 release, as far as I know.
No singles.
Okay.
I'm sure he did singles, but singles are harder to talk about for an episode.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that we waited to record this episode. Because just today, on the day that we're recording this, the news actually came out that La Russell was tapped to perform at the Super Bowl tailgate concert.
Oh, sick.
So very opportune time to record this episode, I will say.
Shout
for him.
So I think
did I answer all of your 7 questions, or did I not?
I think so. Answer my 7 questions, or answer my questions 3, and I'll give the reins back to thee.
Oh, that sounds like it would be on this album. There's a bar for this one.
I'm taking it you guys didn't like this album.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. You're good. I'm not.
No.
It's not about being nice to you. It's not about being nice to you. So if I really hated it and it was dog shit, I'd say it.
Right. So here's the thing. I was not familiar with La Russell before this.
Same.
Right. So I wasn't familiar with his work. So I went into this as like, this is my first exposure to him. This album is going to be the again, like an a la carte selection in a way of what he is, what he represents, what kind of artist he is.
It's not what it is.
So yeah, I found that out the hard way, that it wasn't. And so I looked more into like what his deal was, how he got to. I was really just trying to maybe rationalize your choosing of this album in a way. And
let me elucidate one thing. I don't think this is the best album of 2025. I do think it's one of the most interesting albums of 2025. I think there's a lot to chew on here.
Interesting is a good word, actually. A very good word for this one. There's a lot of interesting things about it. The people that were featured on it.
The name of the album.
The name of the album. Some of the recurring tracks, if you want to call them that. More like interstitials, skits, even.
It's a very old head style album, which I also find fascinating.
But it's so it's where to like start picking at this. Keegan, you want to vamp about this while I try and figure out an angle here?
I mean, I think this is more. I'm trying not to sound like I'm being fake nice. This is the big thing, but it's like there's a lot here that's charming in a like, the especially the interstitials, the beef interstitials. Yeah, but it also sounds like a rap album made for Abbott Elementary. Like, does that make sense? Does
I don't know Abbott Elementary, so
I know. I'm kind of talking to Lan.
Even the choice of feature artists on this.
I mean, Snoop is wild.
Snoop Dogg,
is like
T-Pain, Wiz Khalifa.
The verses on the Snoop track are wild.
All of
really,
we were is a very wacky song.
Like it
got my dogs behind me, Oliver and Company. It's like
I think we were just missing 2 Chainz. That's really what it was. This album was really just missing 2 Chainz. We would have had a true murderer's row of feature artists if we had a 2 Chainz feature on this. Okay, so I respect his deal as an independent artist. I like to support independent art where I can, and just the grind of not having a label, no label backing, like doing concerts out of his backyard, which also there's another angle there, the fact that he can do concerts in his backyard. A very respectable endeavor, we'll say. And again, the fact that he's made it to the Super Bowl it's something, like you can't downplay that. Now
got
that
the James
being,
Gunn seal of approval too.
He got the James Gunn seal of approval. Wow.
Dude, no, this is incredible. Actually, this is news.
I had to pick this album for that reason. Like he has other releases from 2025, but this one just has so many weird things intersecting with it.
The other thing is, like I was trying to piece together what his cadence was like to me, because it was a very recognizable cadence to me. You know, the kind of like the way he flows felt very evocative of artists like Earth Gang, like kind of Chance the Rapper. But the issue is there's like a gulf between you know, there's like in terms of the flow and the variance in the flow. It's, you know, there was a tweet today. There's a tweet.
It feels there's some there that it's like, okay.
I see something here. Yeah.
I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock a microphone is so Lin-Manuel Miranda though.
Yeah, you know, there was a tweet very recently about like rappers with no criminal records, and it was like J. Cole, Logic, crap, who else was corny? Lil Dicky.
Well, like that's
sorry,
on this
just saying
too,
his name just gave me the pox there for a second.
Watch out.
What?
Yeah, but yeah, it and you know, not to sound like all Puritan about rap, but like it feels very entry level, as in like high schooler entry level, like not quite on the level of like a Macklemore, you know, play at your school dance kind of
Childish
rap.
Gambino.
Yeah, but it's like, whereas Childish Gambino,
I mean, when I was in high school, Childish Gambino, though, Redbone, like pre whatever summer
like
camp and
bonfire, yeah, like that kind of. But I think the issue is that whereas Childish Gambino had the production of Ludwig Göransson behind him, La Russell doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying Mikey G Beats isn't on the level of Ludwig Göransson?
It's just different, I think, is what Lance's trying to say.
I like the production level here, but I get what you're saying.
I mean, I don't know. I took the note on for I Wanna Rock. I Wanna Rock was the one that like made my eyes open and go like, is this bad? Because like the beat sounds like it was made on a speak and say was what the note I took.
Yeah,
it's like. But there's other songs that are very, very good. So I'm not like trashing everything. That one song was like notably annoying to my ears.
Yeah, that was the one where I kind of felt like, is Salt playing a prank on me?
Yeah. But like the rest is there's a lot of
I did pick it thinking like, oh, this is gonna get some reactions for sure.
Yeah. But
like I like this album, but it is also like such a weird piece of his career, like, because I don't mean this defensively, like I totally see everything you guys are saying, and yet like this is kind of an outlier album. I think it's different from his other works in lots of ways, and you know, that tweet you're referencing with like, you know, rappers who don't have like criminal records, what I find funny about this album is like La Russell brands himself as a conscious rapper, and then this album feels a little bit like he's getting away from that. But what's so weird about it is how much of a throwback everything in this album is. Like almost all the rappers he's collaborating with are like near or in their 50s, like for all the guest tracks.
And they're all rappers you could very easily, like, in terms of the amount of money it would take to bring these rappers on as a feature artist. You know, Snoop Dogg, T-Pain, Busta Rhymes. I don't think they're demanding high sums, is what I'm saying.
And then the other thing it's a weird throwback about this is to have like all the interstitials. Like I made a joke tweet a while back that was like, guy who only listens to hip hop albums for the skits in between. That's like, awesome. I don't ever like skit. It could be like one of the best albums of all time. I always skip the skits, right? And the skits are so weirdly interspersed throughout this. They don't.
It's I think there's frequency. A bit of the frequency of it is really what caught me off guard. Because like if you have like one skit, and it's more or less the same rhetoric across all. Hold on, let me do a count here because it's just baffling. So it starts on a skit. Mm-hmm. 2 songs go by, another skit. Another 2 songs go by, another skit, another 2 songs go by, another skit, another 3 songs go by, and another skit. 5 skits in this 31-minute album. And it comes across to me as insecurity. Like one skit about, how there are people who hate on him being an independent artist who, has come up on his own, albeit with some capital that he acquired from working in aerospace engineering.
That's funny, though. Like, that part of funny. That hater one is very funny.
Yeah, it's a very funny skit, and I think in the middle of an album, one time, perfectly fine. When you do it 5 times, by the 3rd time, you're like, is this... Well, and then the other thing is, it's not just that it's in the skits, it's in the content of the lyrics in every other track, too. Like, there were quite a few skips on this album for me. Largely not because the production was bad, or even because of, like, his delivery. But specifically, the content just felt so vapid to me. Just the continued, I'm an independent artist, I've made it big, I support my community, I was about to rhyme there.
You're on your way.
got land, dropping bars.
Like, it feels very late 80s, early 90s, where it's like, I use my cash.
It's a real throwback album. It's like bizarrely so. But
you mean you don't like... Oh, go ahead.
Well, the hater stuff, besides from being like, yes, it's insecure, yes, it's repetitive, but it's also like what makes it so unmistakably a 2020s album, where it's like you can't, like, this artist can't stop thinking about like rage, like rage bait in the comments. Like there's the other James Gunn connection. Like, James Gunn is also like clearly so pressed about what people say about him online that he like has the monkeys typing in Superman, right?
It's it's an album made for Philip Kennedy Johnson, is what I'm thinking.
Let's go. Shouts.
Philip PKJ, Kennedy Johnson, if you're listening to this,
the show. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk to you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Look, I want to hear about your military instrumentals.
That's Don't we all? Actually, yeah, I do. Like, if anything, that's the one thing I really want to talk to him about. Like, it's such a fascinating piece of his identity. Shit, where
actually,
right, the lyricism.
To that point, I think I think that's part of the reason why I don't really even dislike this album. Like, this album is a work. It's a 31-minute thing, and it like supports itself and everything. I don't like, it's not, I would not add it to a playlist. So, none of these songs isolated moved me much, but like, it is a weird, cool thing that, is an interesting album that exists. So like, yeah, I get that. On that level, it's like, yeah, definitely a weird thing to exist as like, I need to make people listen to this, and that's fun. So thank you.
Yeah,
you're welcome. Yeah, you could be a lot meaner. It's a bizarre thing that I nonetheless have affection for.
I think we with the draw thing on Patreon, patreon.com/midnightgrappleranimals thing we did. It was a similar thing where it was like, Thought we were gonna be meaner, but this is just being nice. What is this, Ted Lasso? What's happening?
I think him being an independent artist is what's causing me to recoil.
He's got a little shield. He's got a little.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate.
He's just
shield.
a little independent baby boy.
He's just a little independent baby boy with his aerospace money. You know,
the aerospace money stuff is really funny.
It's just every time, you know, like he's doing.
He went and made $1 million doing. It's so
he's
funny.
Doing concerts in his backyard. How big is his back? How did he make his backyard so big? How he got that much acres? He got so much acres, bro.
It's a good bit. It's a good bit.
It's a really good bit. And I really do hope that the rest of his discography is not like this, because this is not a good first impression of his work. But you can absolutely do a lot worse, is what I'll say.
What do you mean? You don't love I Don't Even Want the Bitch if she don't like weed?
Oh yeah, the Wiz Khalifa song featuring La Russell.
Though.
I actually
I
quite
think that
like
song. That it's kind of awesome. Yeah.
Our youngest collaborator on the album is 38 years old.
We love Wiz here, you know. Come on the show, Wiz.
Wiz Khalifa,
so
hawk your
your
shitty weed on this podcast, Wiz. We'll have you on.
I don't even want the bitch if she don't like weed. Is good. That's objectively a bar.
All right. Well, weird way to introduce La Russell to Midnight Grappler Animals. Not his best work, but perhaps his most fascinating work. I think we've said most of what we can say about that. Do we want to move on?
Yeah, I think so. Keegan, your turn.
My turn. Okay, full time. So why did I pick this? Why did I pick this? There's multiple reasons. One, I had initially picked Avatar 3 for this miscellaneous because I wanted to call it an animated movie, and then we changed from animated, and I was just like, that it's a movie though. Like, we're already doing movies. That makes it kind of an also ran, and I don't want to do that. That's not fun. So I was watching full time. This is the answer. I was watching the 3rd episode, and I was like, you know what? This is the definition of miscellaneous. Like, what do you even call it? You know? And I'm not gonna pull up a book or something. Like, no, that's silly. So that's like most of the reason. I also thought, is there a way that I could pick something that both Land and Salt won't watch all of? And that was a fun test as well. So there's like a 10%. 10% of it was, what if neither of you guys watched it? And I think that would be funny if that happened. So those are basically the reasons. But I do enjoy this thing. I liked it a lot. Maybe like 0.5% reason was that Salt dipped out of 17776, and it was like, no, you have to experience my boy John. So that was another little sub reason, but mostly it was that it is the definition of miscellaneous. It's a thing that came out, and I liked it.
Okay, so I'll give you this. You were right by a technicality in that I still have like 10 minutes left of the final episode.
Let's go.
So by a hair, you are correct.
How much did you watch, Salt?
I watched all of the first 2 parts.
Okay. That's cool.
I will say I also watched it at 1.25 speed for me.
Oh, see, boo.
Yeah.
You really liked it, Salt?
I really liked it. Yeah, me not finishing it is not a reflection on the quality. It's just
They're
like
long.
It's really well made, and like any sort of historical thing, like I have to really sit with it for a while to process all the information. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I put like at least 5 days between the first 2 episodes, and I watched the 2nd episode like 3 days ago. So I'll probably watch the rest of it over the weekend.
Yeah, I watched them as they were coming out, and they were dropping weekly, which is perfect
I can handle
rate,
that.
Basically. Yeah. So not, I watched it when they hit YouTube Live. I'm not a weirdo.
No, but Patreon within a day of it dropping, you were watching it.
Yeah, and I was watching it at work too. So it was like, I want to be lazy for a while and, watch 15 minutes and then do some work and then watch the rest.
I mean, it reminds me a little bit of like Blowback in terms of quality and presentation. It's really well researched. There's like using like a modern pop culture reference to explain a lot of the history works really well. Like in the first 15 minutes of part 1, I was so skeptical of like, what the hell is happening? Why are you presenting this information this way? And then I totally got it the further he went, even though have not seen an episode of Home Improvement in like 30 years.
Yeah. I think that is always a really fun critical tool, especially for history. It's so good. I really want to watch more of the of John Boy's stuff, just because he does. This is his whole shtick. Basically, is he'll like find a core metaphor and then take it as far as he possibly can. And a lot of his stuff tends to be sports and like statistically driven. So I think this was even like this and 776 are both the things that I'm like, oh, this would probably land for Salt maybe, because it's like not so about the like worst player who's ever played for the Browns in a Super Bowl. Like it's
ridiculous. Tim Allen, who is extremely despisable.
Yeah,
despicable. Very despicable guy. So
this guy's like Tim Allen. Got it.
Right.
Yeah, this guy's like Tim Allen, worst piece of fucking shit in history. I'm in.
It's so
Milk it up to my veins.
The chart gets so ridiculous by the end too, with the Tims and the Als. It's so funny, and it's like, yeah. I mean, we talked about this on the 17776 episode. How it's like this feels like a new thing. You know, it doesn't feel like you can categorize it in any particular way, and like the way that he does a video that matters so much to the content that you couldn't possibly turn full-time into a podcast, right? It's like, no, like the graphs and the each of the examples and everything are so key to understanding, and it keeps bringing them back. It's just, it's so good. Like it makes YouTube worth existing, I think. Just difficult. Evil company.
It's the best way I would describe it is that it feels like a marriage of two different eras of Vsauce content.
Okay.
Like the crux of the matter, you know, like the creation of the internet and everything that led up to it is very much like an old 2011 to 2016 era Vsauce video. But then the kick, you know, the angle, you know, the fact that there are historical archetypes of Tim and Al throughout history, the recurring, it's like a beautiful thing that I have only seen in one of Vsauce's YouTube shorts in recent years.
I love how early it establishes what a also not good sitcom Home Improvement is.
Yeah, I like how in the first episode it takes like a solid 20 minutes to get through just the basis of like Home Improvement is a lesser sitcom than most of its contemporaries. It is like from a very core being, it is a lesser, like it's not the ratings, it's not like the quality of the show, but like there is a sinister rot at the core of that sitcom, and using
goes
that
out of his way to sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, using that as the seed for the entire, like, it's the seed for the thesis, you know? It's like, this is a rotten sitcom, and using that as a seed for like a 4-hour, basically like a lecture on the creation of the internet is truly something.
I like when he went out of his way to talk about that lead actor who plays Tim Allen's wife and how they kept throwing bigger piles of money at her and she refused to come back. Like that's
so funny.
It's so funny. So much about Tim Allen.
Yeah, and even just like it's funny too because it's like he outlines all of the reasons why you would hate being on that show also. Not even just Tim Allen, just like the actual show is so plotting and everybody just sucks besides Tim. And it's just like, yeah, this is it's good that it takes the time to do all of that when, especially because it's like now you get when we're gonna do all the comparisons, you get what I'm really saying. But yeah, I mean, it's like in that way, this is a good piece of criticism also. like yeah, big deal. You're criticizing Home Improvement, but it's very funny to criticize it using a bunch of big dumb assholes in history.
Yeah, the historical basis, it's like this show, it's not just the fact that it's like a rotten show, but this show is historically, ontologically rotten.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, the show wasn't even that good. Like, all the other shows were better than it. It wasn't huge in ratings. Like, most of the money it made was off of Nick at Night reruns or whatever. And then, like, also taking that to talk about a thing that's, like, weird and very niche history is also very fun. It's just like, man... What a guy, what a mind he has to put all this stuff together and like to like focus so insanely on this topic also and get the sources and stuff is just what a fun thing to exist. And like if I didn't just have the time at work, I probably never would have watched this. Like I wouldn't have made it around to it. But like people were saying it was good online, and then it was like, you know what, this is pretty good. Like let's do this. Let's watch this weird thing. It's cool. I'm happy.
I also appreciate that it at least respects my time to break it up into 4 parts.
Yeah.
You know, if this is one contiguous 4-hour video about, say, I don't know, animatronics at Disneyland, I would find it much more difficult. Because of the lack of, you know, very clean breaks.
Yeah. You're right. I've actually never watched one of those.
I've seen
people
a few.
You know? People are always... I mean, like... Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I bet.
There's an underlying argument he makes throughout this this video. And at least in the first 2. I'm sure this goes further later on. But, you know, in talking about a lot of his argument is the distinct personalities who helped make the modern internet possible. But, you know, the sort of through line of that, too, is that whether people didn't even know they were creating the internet back in the 1800s and the early 1900s. And he even calls like all that infrastructure like a ship of Theseus that becomes the modern internet. And like I found that to be a really powerful argument. You know, like that's what would make this an effective teaching an effective teaching method for college students or maybe even certain high school students, where, you know, when something is being constructed, you're like a piece of infrastructure, for example, you don't even know what that infrastructure could be used for, say 10 to 100 years later.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that, you know, his major writing, right, has been mostly sports focused. And I feel like that comes from that, because one of the things that I don't think enough, like people in general, like sports fans, fully get unless they think about it, is how part of the joy of it is the narratives that you form, right? You watch enough games and now you understand this and that, and you start building these narratives about Kobe and his coaches and Shaq and whatever. And now that's a fun story to follow along with, right? Weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever. And piecing those things together after the fact is a lot easier, right? Because it's all written about and we have the news stories. Even like the Showtime Lakers is also an insane bunch of stories that could show on HBO. But I think it's partly of that he's able to do it too, because it's like you don't realize that the dynasty's coming a few years from now, or you don't know that the cratering that is all going to fall apart in a couple years. And I think those things are related, and I think that ability that he has is partly because he's learned to build those narratives in a place that most people don't think of as narrative driven.
I think the human drive to mythologize history as well.
Oh yeah,
you know, like
the light bulb is
like the fact that, you know, the age-old adage, history is written by the victors, but in reality, history is written by the Tims.
Yeah,
you know, it's the thesis here.
So good.
It's the mythology of the creation of this thing that, you know, connects the entire world is absolutely the type of thing you can mythologize. You know, even the creation of Morse code, right? It just feels like talking about the creation of fire, right? The Prometheus element of it all. So yeah, like it in some ways it feels like this was always destined to happen with this particular subject. And yet, what we got is so much more than I could even fathom.
Yeah, cool thing.
Yeah.
I hope you finish it, Salt, and let us know. There's some real fun stuff in the next episodes.
Oh yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
But I think my favorite bit will always be in the first episode, where at the end he's talking about Morse and his like support of slavery. Yeah. And then he talks about like where he's buried. Yeah, and then he brings up that he's like buried very close to Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so only you could have thought of that.
Yeah, it's so funny. It gets so in the weeds. Yeah, I like when he's talking about his time as a call center guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good like bundle of jokes too. But yeah, fun thing.
Very fun. Very accessible. If you have YouTube, you can just search up.
It's free. It's all there. It technically all did come out in 2025. I think the last episode came out the 31st of December.
Yeah, I think it was.
Which I was like, hell yeah,
31st.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, good thing. So I guess that leaves me with me. City, the animation. Right. Why did I choose this one? Actually, it's pretty simple. It was a recurring joke. Ever since the show even debuted, who would finish it first?
Animation of the year.
And I put it off for so long, and I realized that like the only way I was gonna light that fire under my ass to actually, get the gumption to finish watching the show was if I made it homework, not just for you guys, but for myself. So that's the reason why. And it is the longest one of the things that we are talking about today, but I think it is a very worthwhile journey, regardless of whether or not you have read the manga. I guess a quick primer on City the manga. It's a gag manga written and drawn by Keiichi Arawi, who also did Nichijou, which was also animated by Kyoto Animation, who did the animation for this show. It debuted last year, and it has 13 episodes, more or less corresponding to the 13 volumes of the manga, before Keiichi Arawi decided that he wasn't actually done with the manga and went on to create 2 more volumes of the manga.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, there's technically 15 volumes, 2 endings. If there's going to be a third one, who knows? I would be, not to skip ahead here, but I think it would be really nice if we got like an OVA with the remaining 2 volumes. Because this technically adapts up until the end of the original run. I say because there are certain things that didn't get adapted. So, actually, a very customary first question. Salt, did you finish this one?
No.
How far did you get?
3 episodes.
3 episodes, okay. Keegan, did I finish it before you?
I didn't finish this one.
Okay, so I did finish it before you, but how far did you get?
4 episodes. 5.
4 episodes. 5,
but I didn't take a note on 5, so I don't remember 5 at all. It left my brain immediately. It's slick like oil. Okay.
And you were taking notes every episode. I'll be honest, I didn't take notes.
I took some notes.
I'm going in raw.
No, I did. I took notes for 2, 3, and 4.
So Keegan, you've read the manga before, right?
No. So
really,
it was one of my last sale purchases on Comixology before it transitioned to Kindle.
Okay.
So I stopped buying things on Comixology when I found out it was going to transition to Kindle. So like, I think it was a long time, like it was like 8 months. They said, oh, we're going to go to Kindle. We don't know when yet. As soon as that was announced, I stopped buying anything on Comixology. because the Kindle app sucks and it's garbage for reading comics in particular. And I bought it right then, and I had a ton of shit on Comixology I never read. And I just didn't have time to get around to everything. Plus, I mean, reading manga on Comixology was also bad too. So at some point I was like, maybe I start getting it in print. When I started buying manga in print, I just never did. So no, it's like been one that I wanted to read for a really long time. But I also, there's just always something else. Plus, I got really into Urasawa right around the same time. I got, like, once I transitioned to buying manga in print, it was like 20th Century Boys, Monster, Pluto, back to back to back, and it was like, how am I going to fit this dumb baby comic in here? So that was basically what happened with City for me.
Nice. And Salt, have you read either City or Nichijou or any of Keiji Arai's
I was
previous work?
unfamiliar with everything pertaining to this prior to the episode.
Okay, so on that note, what were your first impressions of this?
That I loved that. This is exactly what I want out of animation. For as much as I watch like a lot of tokusatsu these days, I haven't watched a lot of anime, and I find what this is doing in form to be light years ahead of so many of the other like big anime right now.
It's beautiful. Like,
it's insane how beautiful it is.
It really, like, I bounced off of this, but it's so pretty. Like, it is very nice to look at. I couldn't imagine anybody making something that I think is more aesthetically pleasing than this. Like, it's so gorgeous. Yeah.
There's very few other anime that look and feel the way it does. Just everything from like,
and it's
the palette. It's
all the
and
time.
It never drops. Like it's insane how beautiful it is from start to finish. Just the way it also feels very unlike the manga as well. Like the thing that stuck out to me especially was the weight of the line work in the animation, and also like the hold, like in the color holds, like on the lines. Just insanely beautiful. Just very visually pleasing to look at.
I can't think of any animated cartoon, Western or Eastern, where there's such a disparity between the simplicity of the faces versus the complexity of the hands. And like that was something I was really excited by. Like the hands are so articulate and are rendered with so much detail from various angles and the various tasks they're performing. We're getting lots of close-ups on hands, and yet the faces are the opposite. Really simple, but like that works to the advantage of the show. Like, no one's doing it like City the Animation is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, well, I mean, I know people talk about how like Amazon, direct Amazon, whatever, Amazon TV, Prime TV, whatever it is.
Nice.
Is Bezos like, hey, look, I can fund arts, and like, yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is, thank you. Whatever.
Unfortunately,
fuck
yeah,
you. This is good. Yeah, it's crazy. I hope they made good money. I hope it wasn't just endless crunch. It probably was, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's Kyoto Animation, which is you're always gonna get quality work out of them, I think. But this is just like it's quality, like once in a lifetime kind of quality. Like it's insane how little, like even the the usual ticks of animation, smear lines, smearing animation is done in a manner that feels so precise in a way. Like it doesn't feel like they were crunched for time, I guess. Even though maybe they were. I don't know.
We know it's not Mappa, okay?
Yeah.
They're not union busting, probably.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's extremely planned out. Like you can pick any one sequence and think about the sheer amount of planning and collaboration that had to go into all of that. So, to to return to the ethical side of it, yeah, like I think these are people probably being paid at least marginally higher than others. But just to speak to the specificity of that form, like one part that really appeals to me is there's a Brechtian nature to this animation, and by that I mean, Brecht in theater is like you always introduce a prop or an element that you intend to utilize to its fullest, right? Like if it's something that when you hit against the ground it has an interesting acoustic quality, you're going to use it for that, right? So like there's a lot of these sound effects that will pop up, like it'll be like a kanji or a hiragana that pops up behind a character, and I've seen that in shows before. It'll often like wipe or fade away, and in this show so often it'll like they'll smash it and it'll crumble like bits of brick, or it'll dissipate like fluid, or be gloopy. Like there's all this like textural quality to every single element of the show that really makes it feel so tactile.
I think it's also really impressive in how it adapts the manga too, because especially with gag manga, it takes a lot of skill to adapt something that is very much made for a non-audio medium, and also a very different kind of time. Like with comics, you control the pace at which the joke lands. Right. And with double page spreads, like you control the speed at which you process the information. So like to take that and then put it into a medium where you don't have that control, and translating it in a way where it would work. Like in episode 5, I don't know, Keegan, did you get to the bit with everyone on screen at once?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So that might be the next episode. So you probably didn't make it past episode 4, because in the manga there's this very beautiful like spread of all the characters in one place. All the different characters from all the different bits and all the different parts of the city all congregating in one moment. And it's one of those things where reading it, you're like, there's no way they could possibly adapt something like this without it feeling like noise. And yet the anime finds a way to make it comprehensive comprehensible. And yeah, the swings it takes with a lot of the humor, regardless of whether or not it always lands, I think the effort it takes to translate that is very much apparent. Like Salt said, in a very Brechtian nature.
I mean, most of those jokes land, and it's the stupidest ones that are some of my favorite, like Fighting Monkey. Fighting Monkey, why are you punching so hard? That was killing me.
Yeah, were there any other standout gags in the few episodes you guys watched?
Oh, the very one of the first big ones in the restaurant when the chef, his sandal clips on the edge of the floor.
Yeah.
That the amount of detail in that sequence is mind blowing.
Just incredible, yeah.
The demon from Europe is funny. That whole
she kept getting haunted really by good. More and more demons.
Yeah, I'm a demon from Europe. I'm the great lord of hell. Is real good. The first goal in episode 4 is really funny. So whole embarrassing.
There was some stuff that like is just was really awe-striking as well. Like the two friends talking about world peace and how you can only understand world peace if you know the greater world, and then the greater world would have to know you. So really they're only inside their wells, and then they use this really cool camera trick to do forced perspective where they're each looking out of the well, but they're in this kind of infinite well that defies gravity. Like, oh, that's the stuff. That's real good.
They have probably one of my favorite arcs across the entire season. The end bit, just the final episode in general is just incredible. Because it is like that journey paying off. There's a race episode in, I want to say episode 9, which has like a joke every 5 seconds. It's like incredible the speed at which it just keeps flinging out jokes. Other ones early on. The noodle bit's always going to be really good with the ramen in the bag. Yeah, any other ones you guys remember?
Paper Airplane's funny.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, they keep calling him William Tell, and then he makes coffee really fast, and then they say like that's why he's William Tell, and the chorus is repeating it, but there's one member of the chorus going like, wait, I don't really get what they're talking about anymore. Just really confused. That was good. I have a quick thought experiment for you guys related to this show. So like I am pretty down on a lot of American animation, at least for adults. Like early Simpsons episodes are doing a lot of really experimental stuff with the animation. This is pretty much a show for adults. Like there's nothing, at least in the 3 episodes I saw, that's like dark or anything, but I think it's dealing with stuff that adults find more interesting. Anyway, like I was trying to think of like the most recent Western show that compares to this in terms of like sophistication with the animation, and I think I have something, but I'm curious if you guys have anything.
Sophistication in Western animation to this
like
level.
Are you saying like not ugly
or close,
or are you
or
trying
like
to be
aspires
smarter
to
than
it
us
even?
to say not ugly?
Well, it's like I can't get into shows like Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, any of that. It's not even really the writing that's the problem for me. It's that like the animation possibilities are just so limited. They don't do anything with the medium itself, right?
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
what's a show either for adults or for kids? Like can you think of anything in the last 15 years that
I
tries
like
to do this?
BoJack Horseman. I like BoJack Horseman a lot, but I understand why in 2026 somebody's going to say BoJack Horseman sucks. And also, I don't think it answers your core question. Like, I don't know. The only thing it does with animation that you can't do is like, well, they're talking animals. They're talking personified animals. So like, doesn't really answer your prompt. I have not watched Smiling Friends, so I can't possibly speak to that.
Smiling Friends does do a lot in terms of pushing the medium forward. However,
it's ugly. So
I mean, it's ugly by design, I think.
Right.
Where it's like the amount of effort is much like this one, very Brechtian. Like when you're rotoscoping for like a 2-second gag, the amount of effort it takes to like plan that out. It's very, very intentional, and I think it is, in some ways, a contemporary, even though it's on like the complete opposite end of the spectrum in terms of like aesthetically pleasing animation, I guess.
Yeah. The real answer is Bluey. Salt. The real answer is Bluey. Bluey is the show you're looking for.
I was gonna say Primal.
Oh,
Primal's
I mean,
a good pick, actually. Yeah, Primal's actually
but I
a
also
good pick.
like it's from a different continuum. Like, yeah, it is probably the answer, but it's also like, and I'm not complaining, but it's not. It's a descendant of other things by the same guy, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, and like that's even that is not the
area.
I wish I could come up with something better, but I feel like so much Western stuff. It's the word dearth. Like I don't know that I'm so disappointed with what Western animation is doing.
Yeah, everything is Rick and Morty.
And no, Western is even correct. Like, and yes, you're right. Everything is Rick and Morty. American specifically. Like I think there's incredible stuff coming out of France.
Yeah, France is like everything made by the people who did Arcane.
Yeah,
even
but that's Spider-Verse, right?
No, it's very
Stylistically?
different. Like, here's the
Arcane
thing.
not
I watched
Spider-Verse?
Predator
Okay.
Killer of Killers last year. And people, there were some people on my letterbox saying, it was copying the Spider-Verse aesthetic, but no, it was the Arcane aesthetic, and I think it's a very, not necessarily subtle, but it is a very demarcated difference between the two. Like, if you put Spider-Verse and Arcane side by side, and then you put like the things that are, cribbing, I guess, or in the same vein as each of those shows next to each other, you can see that there is like a difference between the two styles. But yeah, I think Spider-Verse is probably also another one where that's more 3D animation though. Like with Western animation, I think where you're gonna end up going is either 3D animation or stop motion animation, right? Like your Pinocchios or your Mad Gods, right? In terms of 2D animation, I think it maybe speaks to an idea of priority, I guess, and value, right? Just the idea of every animated thing becoming live action, right? Like Disney, which used to be the stable for some of the most beautiful animation you could see. Like, there's a reason why Fantasia still holds up, some 80 something years later, right?
Yeah, it's got a 4K.
But at this point, it's like a matter of when, not if, as to when we're gonna get a live action Fantasia.
Yeah, let's get a photorealistic mouse.
Yeah.
We're pretty messed up on guys.
We made
anything
a live action
anything
Fantasia.
scarier than that? I'll kill that mouse.
Yeah, but otherwise you have stuff that's like trying to ape a lot of shonen anime. Like you've got the Castlevanias. Yeah, and all the Star Wars Visions stuff. Like I think the second season does a much better job of reaching more across the world for its animation.
That's weird though too, because it's Europe, which is like,
well, there's Africa too in there.
Oh, is there? I thought it was.
The second season.
Season 2 was only Europe, or is the first season only Europe?
The first season
is Japan.
Japan, yeah. The second season has the second season has Aardman working on it. I believe Cartoon Saloon as well.
Okay.
And then there was an African studio and an Indian studio working on it. They again much wider spread.
Okay.
But yeah, Western animation I think is just a bit too high on the 3D animation juice right now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think, there are frontiers being explored in that realm, but I think we're going to start heading back towards 2D animation, much in the way that like Vinyls had a resurgence.
It's the American century of
humiliation.
So it's time for those other countries to nut up. We're not going to get it. Nujatu
did it. I think we fumbled Legend of Hay 2 a bit too much, and I think that's the real reason why the West is going to suffer. If everyone had watched the Legend of Hay 2 as God ordained, Trump would probably not be here. This is my statement.
The bullet would have been a little bit to the right. The bullet would have been right on.
Yeah, kicking a rock so that more people watch Legend of Hay 2.
Yeah, would have been much better.
Yeah, but Chinese animation I think is where we ought to be looking. Like if we're looking at contemporaries.
Good answer.
Yeah,
we got there.
I think we got there. I think we got to the end of this episode, unless you guys have anything else to say about City. Are you going to continue watching it? Are you going to finish it?
Absolutely. Maybe. Like a lot of the stuff I haven't finished has not been due to lack of enthusiasm, just time. I thought both of the things you guys suggested were awesome.
Yeah, a good round of like I think that's a good testament to the quality of these things is like when you feel like a bit of remorse for not being able to finish it on time salts?
Do you feel guilty for
do you feel
ruining your
guilt?
pod?
Do you feel guilt for not having the time in your busy life?
Doing
you
flips
time-
and stuff.
I would say remorse is a strong emotion, but I feel an urge to continue the series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good that you guys feel that way, at least. You know, there's many things where you could engage with it and then not want to keep going after having your taste. Not pointing to anything in particular here. However, I'm glad that it's not the case here. Yeah, any notes on our 2025 catch up? Is there anything that like while we were, doing the work where you were like, man, I should have recommended that instead? Or man, we should have done an extra week. Maybe we should have gone into February so we could look at this. Do you guys have any of that?
And then we go into March, and then
just keep going. 2026,
Salt's really good
the year
at
of
his
2025.
months. Okay, Salt does his months super good, in order, maybe even backwards.
I think there's
Real good.
one, and I kind of wish we had watched Ephus at some point.
Oh yeah, that looked cool. I meant to see that.
Yeah, I think that's the only one where I'm like, I wish we could,
I mean, I have a bunch of movies that I still have to watch, but this happens every year where I'm like, I didn't get around to all the movies in 2025. It's December. I should watch them. And I watch like 2 of them, and then life happens, and then I finish the rest of them in January. I didn't even do that this year, though, because January's almost gone. So I have a ton, but like, that's not stuff that I know. I do feel like it would have been fun if we did an Avatar 3 episode, but that's a whole episode, I think.
I still have a
Maybe.
list in my notes app that says 2022 marathon. Just a list of movies that I was going to watch in
I do too.
2022.
I have I don't have one for 2022, but 3, 4, and 5 there are notes for all of those.
I also have a 2024 catch up list, which I'm still not like 50% through.
There's some cooking movie that was supposed to be real good that technically came out in 23, but like it came out in the States in 24.
I think it came out in 2014 actually. It's called Chef.
What? No, it's not. I mean, that one's a banger. Don't get me wrong. Banger movie. 3.5 star with a heart. Okay, that's excellent. I can't remember what this.
Oh, you're talking about Let Him
French.
Cook.
No, I can't. I don't think so. I think
Is that a
you're trying to
Russell
trap me.
album? I had mentioned Reflection and A Dead Diamond, but like to talk about that movie, I feel like I have to talk about Danger Diabolik, and it's like just a whole thing of the history of Italian cinema that I don't really know enough about to do well. But yeah, I mentioned that one already.
Yeah, I think like the things that I want to catch up on from 2025 are really just movies for the most part. Some games too. But games is like even more time, like I'm only starting to touch Lost Judgment again after God knows how long. And
Every game doesn't need to be 100 hours.
It doesn't. And I think the part of the reason why Lost Judgment in particular is taking so long for me is just how much RGG has shat the bed over the past year. It's a very depressing time to be a Yakuza fan.
Well, you can join Keegan and play Ghost of Yote, and then
I still haven't played Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe that's what
you
we
don't
gotta
have
do.
to play it to
I know, but I think again, there's no real way I'm going to be playing it unless I'm doing it for work. See, I think that's here's. I do own Ghost of Tsushima.
You bought it. I buy a lot of games. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Typically, if it's a brand new game, though, I immediately play it.
If it's, I usually wait unless it's a Nintendo game because those things don't go on sale. I usually wait a year or two.
Yeah.
right? Because like the
Because games are
latest
100
Yakuza
hours
game,
now. Games
and
are 100 hours.
and
And
$100
$100 Canadian.
and $100
So,
Canadian.
you
Yes. Well, soon to be American too. GTA
Sure.
6. First
Yeah.
$100. I'm telling you, yeah.
I still haven't played 5, so
Damn. You know, they've re-released that game like 50 times now.
yeah, I'm gonna get it when it's like $10 at some point. I'm gonna be like, yeah, $10
Just
PS5
get one of the
version.
previous versions. Get the PS4 version for like $10.
I think there was a sale, and it was like it was almost there, but I was buying other things. So
Yeah, it is one of those things where I think after a certain point, if you don't have it, it kind of becomes even like a social taboo. You know?
wait.
It's like how have you how do you not have a copy? Not even played it. It's like how do you not even have a copy just
You
randomly
didn't even
lying
buy
around?
it yet?
Like
Wait
the
a
level
second,
of
wait a second.
ubiquity, and you know, like
Yeah,
they're just
GTA 5.
chucking these
It's been a-
things out. You know,
It's been out for half of my lifetime. How
I went
How
out
have I not
and
played
I
it?
knocked on a tree, and a copy of GTA 5 just fell out of the tree.
Yeah. I've thought about buying it so many times, but then I'm like, this game is so old.
You should talk to my brother then. My brother owns like 5 different versions of that game.
Yeah. One of my friends has Elder Scrolls Oblivion for everything that's it's ever been released on.
Mm.
And I'm just like, okay, you know, that's cool.
Like Skyrim's the obvious meme, but I think it's funny.
No, it's Oblivion. It's funny
I know,
that it was Oblivion.
like Skyrim is the obvious one because of the meme of how often it gets re-released.
Yeah.
But it's
Oblivion
funnier
also
when
gets
it's
released
like,
a lot though.
yeah. But hey, maybe when we do our next gaming episode, we'll talk a bit more
Yeah.
about that.
Silent
Until
Hill
then,
F.
oh, Silent Hill and a F. Okay, yeah. I thought you were gonna say Return to Silent Hill.
No, I don't even know what that is.
That's the movie that's out right now.
Oh.
It's not. It's no bueno.
Oh,
It's not good.
okay.
My goat is washed. I'm sad to report.
Is who's the goat in question here?
Christoph Gans,
Oh, I don't know what
the
else he's done.
director. He did the Crying Freeman adaptation with Mark Dacascos.
Oh shit. Okay.
He did Brotherhood of the Wolf.
The Antonio Banderas one? No, that's the 13th Assassin. I confused it. My bad.
No, you're good. Brotherhood of the Wolf stars Mark Dacascos. and I don't know this guy Sam LeBion, but Vince Cassel is the villain and also has
Oh,
Monica
shit, okay.
Bellucci.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, he rocks.
You've
I
piqued my
really like him.
interest.
He has an addiction to making bad movies. Also, he's done
Now
some
I
really
gotta-
good ones and some really bad ones.
Now I gotta check and see if Mark Dacascos is in this Silent Hill movie.
Would be better
Because
if
you
it
know,
was.
I mean, hell, if he is, then maybe. But
maybe.
hey, I think that's the episode, guys.
Yep.
Where can we go? Where can you, the listener, go if you liked what you just heard and want to support the channel?
YouTube.
/Midnight Grappler Animals.
Well,
You could go to either one of those places.
Yeah,
They both are
I
true.
guess.
We're
you
both
know?
right. You didn't
Yeah.
tell us. You didn't prepare us that this is going to be a quiz. Okay,
Well,
we
listen,
prepared for the Jeopardy show.
lots
we
of
didn't prepare for this.
lots of hijacking this episode. You know,
Yeah,
answer my questions 3, and I can let this episode be.
we did answer. We did answer.
So that's question 1. And
Okay.
how much do you have to pay per month to get access to bonus episodes, bonus shows, and very special bonus episodes, including your recent draw-a-thon, which is, I think, our first piece of video content, true video content for Midnight Grappler Animals. Where can people go to watch that? Or sorry, how much?
$5. It's $5, and you get to see my cat's butthole. So
There you go.
You get to see Keegan's cat's butthole, and you get to see us draw. Is how I would market that.
I fumble things in the first like 5 minutes. My entire setup falls apart. It's pretty good. I think
We got to work on a setup if we
immediately-
do that again. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
a good episode.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very good and absolutely worth the $5.
There we go. And then my third question is, where can people go if they want to follow us on our social media pages or get a link to our Discord if they want to come talk to us on Discord? Where can they go do that? Where can they find that information?
Episode description.
And below, just go below in the episode description. It's right there. It's right there, man. Hey, just tap. You're in the Discord now. Hi.
There we go.
You can see my mug. I just posted a mug right now, so you could timestamp this
when this episode was recorded.
Yeah, while we were recording, I put a mug in one of the channels. He's
there
my
we go.
fruity.
That's the true
clown.
ImSim experience. You know, Midnight Grappler Animals in 2026. We are an immersive sim. We are going to let you piece together when we record something based off of hints that we throw in our Discord and our social media pages. Like I'll say, "Ooh, I just posted a picture on my Blue Sky," and then you'll be like,
Sure
"They never did that. They never did that. Land doesn't post to his Blue Sky."
So true.
But guys, I must say, you answer my questions 3, but I cannot let you be because I have question 4 before I let you out the door. What are your Tastemakers grab bag picks for this episode?
Thank goodness you're here.
Okay.
That was a game I just beat last night. It was really fun.
Oh, the British one, right?
Yeah. You can beat it in like 2 hours. It's really fun.
Nice. Okay. That's
it.
it.
That's
That was the recommendation. Oh, I thought you were just using that as a segue.
No, that's the name of the game.
just like, yeah, I was. Anyway, here's my real recommendation. But there you go. Okay, thank goodness you're here. Keegan?
Friday, the complete series, or the complete collection, whatever it's called. The deluxe edition of this digital first series just came out in November, I think. Brubaker, Marcos Martin. What's the color's last name? Whatever. I can't remember his normal.
Vicente.
Yeah, Vicente. It's so good. I dropped off it. I didn't realize I had 2 issues to read still, which was free to read. So like, why didn't I? But I just was like, whatever. I'll get it when it's a deluxe, and so it did. And I read it the other like afternoon last weekend. So good, man. Marcos Martin should draw until he dies. That's what I think. I think he has a talent. He has a talent that is just wonderful to behold, and I'm happy he exists to be able to do that. And hopefully, he doesn't like any ice stuff in the near future. Friday,
and hopefully, he doesn't blame it on him being Spanish.
It's awesome. Listen. That's just reasonable, though. You know, like if somebody was like, "Sorry, I'm being racist. I'm Spanish," I'd be like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation.
It's an explanation for how, yeah. It's the genetics.
It's wow, genetic.
Yeah. A Spaniard might say that, actually.
Yeah. It's famous Spaniard words. But yeah, Friday.
Okay.
It's great.
My recommendation, I've visited the Bone Temple. My sweet baby boys, Kelson and Samson. I want to kiss them both on their foreheads. My beautiful, beautiful boys. What an experience! What a time! Peace is possible in this lifetime. I think after watching that, I'm sure of it. All men are my brothers. Multiculturalism is the way. Globalism, bring the world together, unite the world, peace in this lifetime. That's our episode, folks. And as always,
keep on
grappling.
Like a fly, I'm rubbing my hands together and then rubbing my face with it.
You're pooping?
That's
Is that what they do? Is that what flies do when they're pooping?
I think that's what kids say. I don't know that it's true.
No, I thought the fly that no, I'm pretty sure the flies do that when they're about to eat something. They're rubbing their hands. People say
when they're
consciousness
landing on some poop.
exists.
Yeah.
Like they say consciousness exists across multiple different kinds of animals, and I think that's them manifesting their consciousness right before they dive in. When they rub their hands.
Yeah, they really want to be in the present moment for their.
It's what connects us to. It's the web that connects us all. The animal kingdom. There's something to rap about.